Coming up, it's Green Bay and Arizona, a series that dates back to 1921. The Cardinals have won 4 of the last 5 meetings, and they look to add another one on Thursday night.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him,
closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Rodgers now on first down. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And that is Allen still down following the play. Appears to be shaken up. But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. We'll check on his status when we get back. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Caught left side by Cobb. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Caught by Cobb. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. The completion there for the reigning MVP. And Charles, even though he's slip-sliding towards 40, it is certainly a tough task to ask a defense to stop Aaron Rodgers. But what can they at least try to do to slow him down?
I think for him is take advantage of the few opportunities he gives you. He's not going to throw very many interceptions, so if you get a chance to get your hands on the ball, you better take it. But if you can get him off the field on 3rd down, that is a huge one. Be able to blanket receivers, knock the ball free.
Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. KJ Hamler returning it. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll fake it to Connor. Now Murray. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Murray now on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. To throw again on second down. Rodgers. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Well, this defense for the Cards, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense?
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up fourth. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's taken it around the 40. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, first and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Not much there, only a yard. Back in Arizona, second quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession as they're looking at a second down and 9 to go. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. Extra point good by Prater. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So we'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Rodgers now to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on third and long. To throw is Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cards will take over first and 10. The football going back over to Arizona now. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you got to go 6.
They're going for Hamler, but this is intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And the Packers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense in this week 8 of the 2021 campaign. Now, normally this would be the halfway point of the season, but as we all know, this now a 17-game regular season. And because of that, seems like now maybe more than ever, getting your open week to occur later in the season, that could be a pretty big advantage.
Brandon, it's always been a big advantage, and now, as you pointed out, the possibility of it becoming huge, likely. Most teams want that later open date because of injuries, you know, getting that rest before the playoff push, all of those things. Sometimes when you get an open date early in the season, it's not really much of an advantage. You might be playing well, now slows down your momentum. This is a big deal, and teams definitely like it. The later, the better.
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers caught on the right side by Jones. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for offense.
3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So now the Packers turn things over to the special teams crew. They're on for the field goal try. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. McCann's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their...
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked off at the 28, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. That's complete to Turner. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Airing this one out for Evans. And it's a Packers touchdown. Mike Evans with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now the Cardinals going to get the football one final time here in this first half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. He's going to take another shot here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Escapes the defender, and he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
McCann's kick up and good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So not the greatest of first halves for him, but a little ray of light here at the end. The late turnover becomes 3 points before the break.
Well, they certainly needed something positive to go their way. Maybe 3 points doesn't seem like a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, but at least it's something to build on as they head into the half.
A final shot before half for Murray. Flushed out right. And now here is another interception. Rasul Douglas picks it, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Hamler now to return it. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Throwing now is Murray. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there for Arizona. It's so easy to focus on the speed and elusiveness of Kyler Murray, but as he shows right there, don't sleep on the arm strength.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
Throwing on first down is Murray. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Murray, he bootlegs it. Rolling to his right. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Escaping the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 14. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Interception all day, baby. Yeah.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Trucks over him. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw taken in by Evans here.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And just like that, it's 3rd down. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Open man left side, it's the tight end Tunyon. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers add on to their lead. Rodgers will throw for it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Popular down near the goal line. Quick slant. Nice job there to get in, knock it away.
It was. And one of the other things you're concerned about when you throw that route is to make sure your offensive linemen use their leverage to get the hands of the defensive front down so you can throw it through that little bit of crowd and get it to the receiver. In this event, they did, but a nice play by the defender knocking it away.
Hamler now to return it. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Cardinal offense takes back over. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Check, Mike 21, Mike 21, check, Mike 21.
On 2nd and 10, Murray, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball. ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference? And that is caught. Touchdown Cardinals. A great play there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Cards are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Prater for the extra point. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. That's complete to Cobb. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Able to find Lazard. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. That's complete to his running back, Evans.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Rodgers on target there to Lazard. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Touchdown! Robert Tonyan, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
To throw again on second down. Murray. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. On play action, it's Murray. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Murray's got to have this one. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And now here is another interception. Picked off at about the 31. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. 73 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. Marco Wilson, the one to bring him down. Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They'll go again to Jones. And he picks up the 1st before he's taken down at the 29.
Let's go.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you prime the pump.